Paper airplanes. Just about everyone has made a paper airplane at some point in their lives, usually out of boredom, sometimes curiosity. But inevitably, it crashes, gets bent, or veers off in a random direction and gets lost. You get bored of these pretty quick because they kind of suck. But what if you could make a paper airplane that doesn't? That flies exactly like you want it to? Then this video is for you. Step 1. Take your paper and fold it in half vertically. The best way to do this is to align the corners perfectly well, pin them in place, and then once you have them aligned, make a small fold in the middle and a small fold at the edge so that you can make sure they're aligned while you're folding them. So once you have that, step 2 is you take the top edge and you fold it down to the center crease. And you want to leave a little bit of a gap between this edge and the center crease, just so that when you fold it in half, it doesn't have extra paper in the middle. And repeat that both sides. This step doesn't have to be perfect, but if it's not, you can always go back over it and fix it. Now, step 3, repeat step 2, but with the new edge you just created. So fold that down to the center and fold the tip down first so that you can pivot the rest of the fold if it's not properly aligned. And then just fold down. Repeat it on the other edge. And finally, you need to make the stem of the plane. So just pick a random height that you think will work well and fold that height, and make sure you replicate it exactly on the other side by again aligning the corners and folding down. So there you have it. Paper airplane. So to make this better, we can first fold down the tip, or fold down the tip even more. And get rid of the excess. Fold in stabilizers. Align the corners. And there we have it. So how is it that we made it better? Well, as for folding the tip down, the answer is drag. When you fold the tip down, you reduce the surface area, which means there's less paper that can catch air and slow down the paper airplane. So if you concatenate all the mass into a single point at the tip, then there's no drag and you lose less energy. So as a rule of thumb, you want as much weight in the front as you can get, so as to avoid drag. Now with the stabilizers, the reason for that is something called a dihedral angle. And basically what that means is the tips are sloped upwards, away from the center. And what this does is when the plane tilts along its axis side, normally if it tilts, it can just keep tilting and spiral out of control. But if it has stabilizers, when it tilts, it generates more lift on the tilted side, so it self-corrects itself. And that makes it much more stable when you're throwing it straight ahead. So by applying these two properties, you can make just about any paper airplane fly a lot better.